Hello everyone, it's AG and welcome to another discussion video. Today I will be talking about the whole situation surrounding Bernardine Evaristo and the Booker Prize. This video consists of two parts. In the first I will explain what happened, and in the second I'm going to dive a bit deeper and give my opinion so we can have a discussion in the comment section below. You may or may not have heard of the Booker Prize, which was previously the Man Booker Prize. This is a literary prize created in 1969, and every year it is awarded to the author with the best written novel in the English language, and published in the United Kingdom. This is one of the most well-known and prestigious prizes within the English literary world, and so generally the authors who win are assured international success. Seeing that this is a prize to distinguish books, they usually have one winner. I know, crazy, right? However, in 1974 they decided to award it to two writers, Nadine Gordimer and Stanley Middleton. Now several years passed until it happened again in 1992 with Michael Ondaatje's The English Patient and Barry Unworth's Sacred Hunger. Seeing how this was a rather peculiar and controversial move, the foundation decided to create a rule that the appointed jury could only give the award to a single author/book. Mind blown. So you can imagine that people were rather surprised when this year this happened.
The two winners of the 2019 Booker Prize for Fiction are Margaret Atwood for The Testaments and Bernardine Evaristo for Girl, Woman, Other.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, that happened and people weren't happy. And rightfully so. But as how all these things usually go, the upheaval slowly started to die down. Until a couple of days ago when the Turner Prize was jointly awarded to all four shortlisted artists. However, this was different to the Booker situation since these artists specifically requested to be considered as a group, in a plea for commonality, multiplicity and solidarity. And that was what a news reporter on the BBC was talking about when he said, quote, "Now this is a bit different from the Booker Prize earlier in the year where the judges couldn't make up their minds, so they gave it to Margaret Atwood and another author, who shared the prize between them." What in the fresh hell? Evaristo responded to this writing on Twitter. The @BBC described me yesterday as another author, apropos at the Booker Prizes 2019. How quickly and casually they have removed my name from history, the first black woman to win it. This is what we've always been up against, folks. And so here we are, friends, less than 2 months after the fact, seeing the consequences of awarding this prize to two authors. End of part 1. So when I started doing research for this video, I didn't expect to find out that the Booker Prize has been a hot mess for decades. I mean, they truly have done it all. Choosing a winner half an hour before the announcement, or just plain switching minutes before the results are announced. Judges dropping out, threatening to do so, questionable winners. In 2001, A.L. Kennedy, who was a judge in 1996, called the prize a pile of crooked nonsense, saying that the prize is determined by who knows who's sleeping with who's selling drugs to who's married to who, and whose turn it is. She also said about her fellow judges, "I read the 300 novels and no other bastard did." And so it's safe to say that this prize has had major screw-ups. So what happened this year really isn't that much of a surprise. Nevertheless, it is bull. I mean, why are there even rules if... Because rules, honey, were meant to be broken. Shut up, it's ridiculous. The chair, Peter Florence, tried justifying breaching the rule by saying, "We came down to a discussion with the director of the Booker Prize about the rules, and we were told quite firmly that the rules state that you can only have one winner. And as we have managed the jury all the way through on the principle of consensus, our consensus was that it was our decision to flout the rules and divide this year's prize to celebrate two winners." And so basically what he was saying is that they asked the director if they could have two winners and he said no, and they said, "Okay, we're going to do it anyway." Because that's how consensus works. Honestly, I feel that it is such a weak-ass move. One of the things that frustrated me the most about this is that they split the prize money. I mean, if the jury really wanted to celebrate two winners, then they should have put their money where their mouths were and paid the additional £10,000 in prize money. I would honestly be baffled if the jury wasn't aware of what the consequences could be of picking two authors whose popularity are significantly disproportionate. Atwood's book was already promoted to death, and so Evaristo's book came to stand in its shadow. They had so many more copies of Atwood's book in the bookstores already that a week after the announcement, the tables with the winning books was filled solely with the testaments. I have seen bookstores that didn't even have the sign of jointly winners, but just winner and then Atwood's book. Not a single mention of girl, woman, other. And regardless of who deserved to win, because obviously that is a subjective question and I can't say anything on that since I have read neither of these books, it is so disrespectful to these authors, especially Evaristo, in the context that the English literary world is predominantly white and that marginalized groups have struggled for years to get some sort of equal ground. And then finally, after 50 years of this prize existing, the first black woman wins it. And then it's a jointly win. Quite frankly, I think it's dishonorable and degrading. And we're already seeing the effects. It hasn't been up to 2 months since Evaristo won this prize and she's already being referred to as another author. It's so disrespectful. And regardless of who would win, they should have picked just one author. Because what is the freaking point of this prize if it doesn't distinguish work? And so what was intended to be a celebration has now become more of a dejection. So what has making this video taught me about the Booker Prize, or more generally, book prizes? It's that they mean nothing, more or less. The entire process is rigged and biased as heck. But then again, from looking historically at what type of books and authors won these prizes, we already knew that, didn't we? Honestly, in my opinion, the only thing that's worth looking at when it comes to these prizes is the long list. And those aren't always great either. You know, I don't know what to say. If you're looking for great books, perhaps follow your favorite booktubers. Maybe that's me. I don't know. And get recommendations from them. And that is the note on which I will be ending this video. I would love to hear your opinions on this, so please do feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below so that we can have a discussion. Either way, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.